Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ram Suratkumar, Jai भगवान श्री योगी रामसूरतकुमार की जय। सर्वं योगी रामसूरतकुमारार्पणमस्तु। This is one more. a beautiful the wire, the wire keeps. Yogi Ramsuratkumar. One more beautiful evening, except for this thunderstorm. This Sandhya Kaal is highly auspicious for any sadhana towards God. We have all been specially blessed to be able to gather here in the powerful shrine of our Guru Bhagwan and sing his powerful name for 1 hour. Is that small grace? We have been celebrating this grace that has made it possible to continue the Sankirtan every day, both in the morning and evening twilight time, for nearly 2.5 years now, in celebration of this grace. With deep gratitude, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Tomorrow is the great day, the day Guru Purnima. It's also considered, as I have been telling you the past 2 days, Adi Guru Paramacharya taught the yoga sadhana to the Saptarishis. The another version is, it is the birthday, the Jayanti day of Vyasa Bhagwan. We have been seeing bits of it the past 2 days. This relationship between Guru and the disciples, very, very important. We all know the general, the praise of the Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahman, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Now, how is that? The Supreme Brahman has taken the form of the Guru. How is he Brahma? How is he Vishnu? How is he Maheshwar? The supreme knowledge of the divine has to be taught. And then the disciples have to be made to practice. So this relationship is very important. Paramacharya says there are 2 types. The one type is they have Guru Bhakti and Ishwara Bhakti. They keep them separate, unconnected. They do not equate Guru to the Ishwara. They think that Ishwara, through the Guru is only the guide, and that is to attain Ishvara. So they talk about Guru Arul and Thiruvarul, the grace of the Guru and the grace of the Lord, grace of God. There is another type where they firmly believe that it is Ishwara Himself who comes down in the form of the Guru. And therefore, our devotion to the Guru is also devotion to Ishvara. They are not two separate beings. And therefore, with absolute devotion to the Guru as Ishvara Himself, they do seva to the Guru, and they find their fulfillment, a joyous fulfillment in doing the seva itself. They do not expect anything from the Guru. They do not ask the Guru for anything. They simply find their own fulfillment in loving the Guru, in their devotion to the Guru, and in their dedicated seva to the Guru. It is called Dasya Bhakti. They don't ask for any higher levels of consciousness. They don't ask for even the highest experience. The very first time when I came to Sannadhi Street House, little knowing it was going to be a momentous day for me that would change my entire life. The first thing, after a very deep experience, Bhagwan told me only this: Devaki, don't ask for anything. Don't ask even for self-realization. Simply do what I say. Now Paramacharya says, the second type, where Guru and Ishvara are one and the same, and Bhakti itself is its own fulfillment, and so is Seva, its own fulfillment. They find their delight, they find their Brahmananda, the ultimate state of bliss, in simply serving the Guru without having to ask for anything. Paramacharya says, the ideal Guru, the ideal of the Guru, the Guru Lakshana is just being the Supreme, being one with the Supreme. And the ideal of a disciple is gratitude. Gratitude to the Guru for getting the fortune of chanting his name and serving him. They find their fulfillment in chanting and saving, and they do not ask for anything at all. Their very fulfillment is in that. Our very breath, Guru must become our very breath. Gurudeva must become our ideal of seva. If we continue to do that, as Bhagwan said to me in the beginning, asking for nothing at all, but just being in his presence, doing his seva, or chanting his name in the absence of his physical presence, must fulfill all our desire. What is the desire here? The desire is only craving for the Guru, craving for the seva. But then the householders cannot follow this. And they have to do what is natural to them. They have to run their household. They need so many things. And therefore, whatever is natural for them, that they have to do. And we see in the history of the great souls, many Mahatmas have been householders, a very successful householders, despite the negligence of their entire household. So one can run their household wishing for this and that and praying to God for it. And after prayers to God, after chanting His name, meditation on Him, whatever God gives is the best. So surrendering from moment to moment, they lead the regular householder's life, in which case a husband becomes a better husband, a wife becomes a better wife, a mother becomes a better mother, a father becomes a better father. It raises us to a higher level of consciousness by itself. But for those people whose very breath is their Guru, Guru Bhagwan, their very life is seva to the Guru. We all have the example of Eknath Swami, who served Janardhan Swami with such dedication. He was his very breath. He had no desire other than serving his Guru. No desire for God, for God's darshan. So much so, Janardhan Swami used to regret that his disciple was like this. We all know the story already, how Eknath Swami spent a whole night trying to tally that day's account. And there was a disparity of half a paisa. This is what has been said. He wanted to tally the accounts, and he spent a whole night trying to trace where it's gone wrong. The next day morning, when the Guru met him, the Guru, all regretful, said, "Why do you do this? If you put your concentration, even half of this concentration, on Dattatreya, you would have had his darshan by now." You know what Eknath Swami said? Who wants his darshan? My seva to you is my Atma Darshana. I desire nothing else. What a seva, what a disciple. And to such Eknath Swami, Sri Krishna Paramatma, you know, Eknath Swami spent 12 years serving his Guru in total devotion and dedication. Now after that, he became a scholar, great scholar, was teaching Bhagavata, he was teaching Bhagavad Gita, and Sri Krishna Paramatma himself came down in the form of a sevak and served Eknath Swami for the same 12 years. So, Paramatma accepts the Guru worship as a total worship. He doesn't lack anything. For he himself comes down in the form of the Guru, just to uplift us to his level. We are lucky, we are fortunate that these great Mahatmas, Mahapurush, the Siddha Purushas, come down, move with us in a very simple manner, overwhelm us by their power and love. And accept us as their devotees and disciples, so that we know that there is such a level of living, there is such a state of mukti. Now I remember when Bhagwan was giving darshan here, next to Bhagwan's Murthy in this Pradhan Mandir, you would see a chair, and that's where he sat and gave darshan for 2 or 3 years. People used to sit in front of him, the ladies on the one side and the men on the other. Now one day, of course, he had already developed cancer and nobody knew about it. Very difficult time for Bhagwan and his attendants. And still Bhagwan would not show it to anybody, no matter how painful it was to sit there. There was nothing, no sign of his suffering at all to people. But suddenly one day he got up and then he went and sat behind the temple, behind Pradhan Mandir, the place what is called Paramacharya now. There was a Neem Tree there, a huge Neem Tree. He went and sat there, just as he used to sit under the Pune tree in the early days. And then he declared, "This is this beggar's abode." The abode that you see here today, it's now the museum of his relics. It looks very posh. When that was built as his abode, Bhagwan would not even look at it. So when he went and sat there under the neem tree, he declared, "This is this beggar's abode." And after that, he began to sit there to give darshan. But then his health was also declining gradually. And the darshan also started. People would come, what you call now the Girivalam path. People would come in a row and have his darshan and go. Now at that time, 2 puppies, one was red in color, the other black, and they were skin and bones. They used to come, even if you offered food, even fresh bread bits, they would come, they would take a step forward, but then they would get frightened and they would back out. This was happening several times. Sometimes we would just put it there on a stone and then move backwards. But even then, they would not come forward to eat. It's only when we maintain a large distance, they started to eat. But once they taste the bread, Bhagwan insisted on getting fresh bread every day. Once they tasted, they found the taste. They began to come slowly, they gave up their fear and began to eat. So this was going on for quite some time. Now they became very casual. Now they were friendly. And then Bhagwan one day suddenly asked me to put a mark there where the stone was placed. I didn't understand what mark should be placed, but then I saw that white powder they had kept there for Rangoli. So I took it and then I just drew a round. That around that stone. And then again this continued, feeding the puppies continued. But one day, again, we found that the stone was missing. At that time, the library, Veda Patashala library was being built. There were many workers around. And they were using similar stones. So this was found missing. And Bhagwan was a little upset, and immediately he said, "You go and search for it and bring that stone." He was very particular. So I went round and I found the stones together in one place. Somehow I managed to spot it and then brought it back and put it in that place. Then Bhagwan this time was very determined. He said, from the workers you bring 4 pegs, iron pegs. And then he wanted me to keep them at the 4 corners of the stone, to dig them into the earth. Meaning that it should be well placed. And then he asked me to go pluck 5 lemons. At the time, near the Goshala now, there was a tree, lemon tree. Quite some time before that, it was bare. No fruit, no leaves either. And then Bhagwan one day went near that and looked at it for quite some time and came out. After that, it had a luxuriant growth, and there were many lemons there. I remembered, so I went to the tree and then plucked 5 of them as Bhagwan instructed, brought them and showed him. And then he said, the iron peg, they were not very thin, neither thick. So when they were buried in the earth, a portion of it was butting out. And Bhagwan said, you put a lemon, you press a lemon down on the top of these 4 pegs. So I put one on each, pressed the lemons down, and then he asked me the 5th one to put on the stone itself. Now I became more and more curious that Bhagwan was making a monument there. And for all that, what happened? Only 2 puppies, skin and bones, came and had their food there. Soon one of them, the black one, died. It was found missing. We could not find it anymore. It must have died. The other one, the red one, was growing big, and it became very friendly also. Now, I gathered enough courage to ask Bhagwan why he was so particular that all these arrangements should be made there, around the stone. He looked at me for a while and then he said, you have heard the story of Mahabharata. You know that after everything was over, Yudhishthira handed over his kingdom to his grandson, and then they all took to tapas. They came to the Himalayas, and then when they decided to give up their bodies, they started to climb. And as they went up and up, they had to starve many times. And it was terribly cold. But they bore with all that. But soon after, Draupadi could not manage anymore. She fell dead. And after that, one brother after the other, all the 4 other brothers also fell down and died. Now only Yudhishthira was left. Out of nowhere, a dog came and joined. And the dog was with him all the time. going through all the sufferings that he went through as well. Finally, when they came to a spot, Yudhishthira could no more walk. The last ounce of strength. The dog was still there, very friendly, looking up to him. And then he saw this divine chariot descending from the heavens. The charioteer said, I am from Indra. Indra has sent this chariot for you to ascend to the heaven with the body. This is a very rare privilege, not given easily to anybody, but you have earned it by your sense of dharma. So please get in. Now Dharmaputra very casually said to the dog, all right, you ascend first, I'll join you. And the dog was about to go up, to board it. The charioteer was shocked. What are you doing? There is no place for this dog. This is only a dog. How can you expect this dog to come to the heaven? It's meant for you. You have earned it. Then Dharmaputra said, it has come with me all the while, sharing my sukha and dukkha, my joy and sorrow, all my sufferings. It has been my constant companion. How can I leave this here to die and board this chariot and go to the heavens? Not possible for me. Only if you allow this dog also to come with me, I will board it. Otherwise, you can take it back to Indra. Bhagwan came up to this part of the story and then stopped. Then I looked up at him. There was a question in my eyes. Then he said, that's all Devaki. When he said, that's all Devaki, we could not ask anything more. That was the end of that. So I kept quiet, but then all the time I was trying to contemplate what it could mean. Why would Bhagwan put a stone there as a monument for some story in Mahabharata? For a dog. And suddenly it struck me, the dog is very, very grateful to the master. And it would never leave the master. Be it a joy or sorrow, it would be with the master, sharing every bit of it and serving with dedication and in gratitude. Then it flashed. So if anybody, any disciple or a devotee whose very breath is the Guru, whose talk is always about the Guru, and who is constantly in the presence of the Guru, to such a one, the Guru's grace floods down, and the Guru would not leave such a disciple behind and merge with the infinite. This is what I understood, that if we are very, very faithful, grateful, and soaked in the remembrance of the Guru all the time, never leave him for anyone else, for anything else, not ask for anything also, then it is Guru's total responsibility to take the disciple with him to his level, to the highest. So when I suddenly found this explanation, I was sitting in the presence of Bhagwan. As always, any understanding, any right understanding would happen only in his presence. So, when I looked up at him, I saw him looking at me very deeply, penetratingly. He raised his hand and blessed. Then I understood that I hit it right. It was always so. So I think the monument that you can see even today, now there is a roof over it. And what's more, the added attraction is the Rudraksha tree, which has already given about 15 fruits. Now why I explained this, we were talking about Paramatma's definition of Guru and the disciple. The definition of Guru, an elevated soul, is ever in communion with God, ever one with God. That is his Lakshana. And the disciple is Ananya Bhakti and gratitude. So if we remember these two, that Guru is our very breath, he is our very life. He is the theme of our talk, the theme of our life. And if we ever live in constant remembrance of the Guru Nama and Guru Seva, then we can be sure that he would take us by his hand and dissolve us in him. And who is he? He is that Supreme Brahman. He is that pure awareness that became the form of Brahma to create and assumed the form of Srihari with 4 hands to protect. Brahma with 4 heads and Srihari with 4 hands and Shiva with 3 eyes. They say that the very creation was done by Brahma because he chanted the 4 Vedas by from the 4 faces, the 4 mouths, one from each face, chanted 1 Veda. So 4 Veda and the Shakti of the Veda Mantras created this universe. Such is the power and glory of the Vedas. Now Guru is Brahma without 4 heads. He is Srihari without 4 hands. And he is Maheshwara without 3 eyes. When a Guru accepts a disciple, he gives a new birth. We take a new Janma. So he creates a new being. And he protects us like Hari all the time. And finally, he would destroy everything that is unwanted in us, like Shiva, and leave only that which is eternal. By dissolving us in him, we get to the state, the final state of bliss. So, let us remember our Guru Bhagwan with deep, deep gratitude for all that he has been doing for us. And our own Seva. He has given us a mantra in which he lives 100%. And Bhagwan also has said so many times the word and its meaning are inseparable. So the minute you chant Yogi Ramsuratkumar, he is present in his infinite glory. He is at once present in us We may not know, we may not be sensitive to note it, and yet He is present and He knows our thoughts, words. He knows our prayers, our problems. And He will do the needful. And He will do it much better than we ourselves would do it with our little brain. So we have to remember this. We saw yesterday, seeing the physical form of the Guru gives us clarity. Chanting His name adds to it. And following His teachings as much as we can adds further clarity. And finally, you come to understand that Guru is not just the form, Guru is not just the name, Guru is not just the teachings. He is that all-pervasive, all-knowing, all-powerful Parabrahman, the Supreme Brahman. And He would uplift us to His level. He would give us the highest experience, free us from this dreadful cycle of births and deaths, once for all. So let us hold on to His feet and His Nama. And I came across, when I read Paramacharya's writings, I used to say that if you take 1 foot towards God, God would take 99 feet, come running to you. And then I used to, people would ask me why they say only 16 feet, 10 feet, and you are saying 99 feet. I used to be disturbed by that. Because I heard once Bhagwan say that. So I was very sure. But then when I read Paramacharya, he says, a Guru, even though he said he is in continuous Advaitic Anubhava, he would still keep a namke vaste, ego in name only. It's a burnt ego for the sake of grace, because he wants to bless the devotees and disciples. So, for the sake of the grace, he would approach God and he would plead with all his beings for the sake of the disciple, for the sake of the devotee. And if God wouldn't grant it, then he would threaten God, I believe, for the sake of the disciple. He would go to any extent to lift the disciple to his level. This is what Shri Paramacharya says humorously. So such is our Guru, who lives only for our own upliftment. So let us always praise him. Let us always celebrate his grace. Let us always chant his Nama incessantly possible. Bhagwan has given us a great concession. He said, do it only as much as you can. The rest will be seen by my Father. What a consideration, what grace. So we have his assurances. Along with that, I would like to remind you that Bhagwan has promised for those who work for him, every difficult situation would turn into a blessing. His promise. And he has also said, in our last moment of life, he would be present, he would be promptly present, sit by our side, take our hand, and lead us on. What more can we ask for? What great assurance. What a gracious promise. So let's remember, it is time to remember all this and revive our vows, renew our resolutions, to be strong, to continue incessant, unbroken remembrance of his name, and to do his seva in complete dedication and devotion. We shall now offer our today's prayer. Bhagwan, There is nothing that you do not know, and there is nothing that you cannot do, and there is no place where you are not. And yet, we beg you, for that's all we can do, and we beg you a million times to bring in peace, harmony, and unity, where there is now so much violence, war, and disharmony, and added to it, nature's fury. Bhagwan, we beg you to bring in dharmic normalcy to the world in all aspects of life. And we also beg you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind that are responsible for today's world. And we beg you again, for the sake of all those people who suffer in different places due to different reasons, and do the needful for them. Give them help, guidance, and protection. We also beg you to protect all those unselfish people who have been working hard for the sake of the others. We beg you again for a lift to our economy. And we pray and pray in all sincerity, earnestness, and intensity for unbroken remembrance of your name, your leelas, knowing not a single nama goes waste. Every nama does its transformation work. And what's more, it purifies us. It removes all our past sins and prevents us from further sins. And what is more, it brings instantly your presence in us. We also beg you to bless us, to be sattvic instruments in your hands, so that we could run our everyday life as an offering to you. Bhagwan, please bless us never to be caught by the temptations of Maya. And we pray not for the ultimate state of being, the ultimate state of bliss. Today we have learned that chanting your nama with devotion, doing your seva with dedication, is its own fulfilment. And that we should do this nama and seva just to please you, putting a smile on your face, a smile of satisfaction and happiness is our Brahmananda. We want to be like Eknath Swami. Please bless us. And we take refuge in our nama and seva and the practice of acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow, as a great blessing from you, so that we could see your living, vibrant presence everywhere, in everything, all the time. And Bhagwan, we should also know it is your will, sankalpa, that's behind all the happenings of the world, all the happenings of life. And more importantly, we should be able to feel your hidden grace even in the disastrous experiences of life. Bhagwan, we know that every suffering will become a blessing because of your compassion for us. Please bless us to be grateful to you even for the adversities of life. We also seek your blessings for all the species of the cosmos, for a lift to a higher plane. And finally, we seek that state of dissolution in you, only to be free from the tyranny of ego, from this I and mine that rules our entire life, so that we would be able to go on serving you eternally to your greatest satisfaction. Please bless us with that eternal service to you. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.